Now, you've that some of the things your claims to fame are voicing a Walt Disney cartoon, High Heels and Lowlifes.
Yes, yes.
That must have been fantastic as well, working for Disney.
Yeah, that was a laugh. That was nice. I mean, they asked me to do the soundtrack for the movie, and I was like, yeah, why not? It was so weird because if you saw the little place that we did it, we recorded the song in, it didn't even look like a studio. Do you know what I mean? It was like someone's house, and it was just bizarre that Disney had chosen this person to do the song for them. And it came out really well. So that was good. And I didn't realise it was going to be a hit movie, so it was good.
Yeah, cool. And you also did the TV and presentation work on Radio 2, which was a program I used to listen to, actually.
Oh, really? Well, I'm not as good as you. I wasn't as good as you. But I did it for 5 years, and that was just amazing for me. I mean, it was learning at first. The first 3 years I was learning my craft, I'll be honest, because radio is a different medium completely. You have to really zone in on your voice. You can't use your facial expressions. It's all about your voice. So I had to kind of, it's true though, isn't it? And, you have to, for me, I mean, I will say to you at the beginning of it, I was really, not good. I don't think I was good. I think I was only good in the interviews. I was always good at the interviews, It took me about 3 years to get into the other part.
Yeah.
And about 5 years in, I was rocking by then, yeah.
But the program itself, The Gospel of Gospel was one of the ones that you did for Channel 4 TV program. You had people like Ray Charles, Isaac Hayes, B.B. King, Al Green, all sorts of real legends in there.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you how that worked too. That's another crazy story. One day I'll have to write a book about all this stuff. But it was one day I got a call from Channel 4 to do this show because they know I come from the church. They thought I'd be, good to do this show about all these artists that they wanted. They hadn't called any of these artists, by the way. They were relying totally on me to hit the artists. You know what I mean? So, all right, I know a couple of big artists, you know what I mean? But I definitely don't know all the ones that they wanted. And so I said I'd really like to do the show, and he flew me to Los Angeles. And when I went to Los Angeles, shocking. I had to call up Shaka Khan, Natalie again, bless her. She's helped me so many times. And I said, could you get me as many artists as you can to do this documentary that I'm doing? And they got me everyone. They got me Al Green. They got me Ray Charles. They got me B.B. King. I had to go to B.B. King's bus. He was on the road at the time, and so I went on his tour bus and interviewed him on his tour bus. And I just got Channel 4 just flew in the 2 days after, and we just trekked all the way around America, Memphis, L.A., and we just went and saw everybody because of, Shaka Khan and Natalie Cole hooking me up.
Fantastic. What a brilliant story. Now, you mentioned there about writing a book, but you've already written a book, haven't you?
I did. I wrote a book about my life, and it was really more about a self-help book for women, really, because after I did that What Not to Wear show for 2 years, I started to realize that there were just so many women out there that need a lot of help with, just with a lot of things that they're going through. And I thought, because the show was so powerful, the show was a really powerful show, not so much about the clothes. It was more about how it made women feel. Just the letters we got. It was a very powerful show, really. And then I decided to write the book to try and help these women out and show them my experiences and what I've been through, the hell I've been through, and the lows, the highs, and all that, to give them a bit of inspiration, yeah.
One thing I've got to ask you, because I've been asked by a couple of ladies to ask you this. What was it like working with Gok Kwan?
Gok's great. He's still a really good friend, and he was even in one of my videos. I just did a video for one of the songs off the new album, and he came down and did the shoot with me. He's just such a lovely guy. He's a nutter, total nutter. I mean, I'm crazy and I'm a bit off the wall, but he takes it to another level. He's really funny, and he's just a really good guy, and he loves music. For a lot of people don't know about him that he's really good at musicals. He sings really good.
Really?
Yeah, but musical theatre. Yeah, musical theatre. He's really good, actually. He could be like a barrowman, he's really good.
Oh, incredible. You wouldn't think of it to look at him. You
wouldn't, I swear. It's the most hilarious thing. He'll start singing, but I'm not talking about a singer like I said, he's musical theatre, he's really good at that. It's brilliant.
Oh, fantastic. Now, of course, we move on now to the new album, Born Again. Is there anything in the title? Is there anything in the title? Is it something where you feel as though you're born again?
I do. With the music, I feel like I am. And also, not just musically. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I haven't made a record for 10 years, so when I wanted to make this album, I felt like I was a child again. I was terrified. I just thought, oh my gosh, what's people going to say, and what are they going to want me to do, and the market's changed since I was out there, and help, what am I going to do? I was terrified. But I went in there, and I just, after about two weeks of writing with different writers and stuff, I suddenly thought, you know what, I'm not going to get into this whole thing of trying to be like people who are out there now. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick with great songs. And that's really what I did. I just kept focusing in on lyrics and just thought, lyrically, I wanted to talk about what my journey for the last 22 years and what I've been through and, go there with it. And whatever happens to the music happens to the music. But I kind of concentrated more on the lyrics. And I think that's why the album's so good. I think it's because it took me 2 years to sort of get it to that place where it is, It took a minute.
You've done a couple of shows with the album as well at the Jazz Cafe?
Yeah, and I love the Jazz Cafe. And Ronnie's too. We did a residency at Ronnie's. We did 2 residencies at Ronnie's.
Oh, wow.
Which is fabulous. I love Ronnie Scott. It's such an amazing venue. It's great.
The first single off the album was written by James Morrison?
Yeah, Baby Come Back Now. That was really nice that he wrote. He's such a talent, and he's amazing. And I was really touched that he wrote that for me. It was very sweet, really sweet. I've had some really good writers on this album, I have to tell you. Eric Benet is one of them. Another one is Paul Barry, who wrote Hero for Enrique Iglesias and Cher, Do You Believe? He's a great writer as well. And he wrote Born Again. So there's some really incredible songs on this album. Like, I don't know if I've made songs like this since the first album, if I'm honest.
I've got to be honest with you. I mean, we've listened to the album a couple of times, and I listened to it again this morning before I phoned you, and I thought, this is a really, really good album. I mean, the working of My One Temptation obviously is outstanding. But
Thank you. We just stripped it down, you see, because we thought, we kind of thought, it's such an amazing song, and even now in the UK, you still hear it on the radio all the time. And, it's 22 years old, that song. It's crazy. It's just, so we thought, let's strip it down with just a guitar and just keep it really, sort of stripped. And it really worked.
Yeah, it is I mean, it's such a change from The Hardest Thing, which is really quite a sort of dance track. But it just shows that you've got that sort of, that range now.
It's probably age.
Don't believe it.
It's experience, isn't it? It's experience, isn't it? You kind of... Well, my career is kind of strange compared to most singers. Most singers, not to put other singers down, but I mean, most singers kind of have a style and they kind of stay in one sort of groove and do one sort of style, I'm a little bit weird like that. I'm kind of all over the place musically. I can do pretty much all types of music, and I love doing all types of music. So I'm kind of been a difficult artist in that way, that people haven't quite understood me sometimes because I make records that they don't get and stuff. But ultimately, I'm a singer, and I love to sing, and I'm a bit of an explorer, so I like to do different styles of music,
Yeah, and you've got the new single, which is the title album from the title track from the album, Born Again. That's just out, isn't it?
Yeah, it came out about a month ago. Well, not a month yet. It's about 3 weeks old now. And it went on to the B-list at Radio 2, which is great, because I haven't been on the B-list at Radio 2 for like years. Probably since the last hit I had was One by U2, which was like 99, 98 or something. And so it's been a while since I've been there. So it was quite nice.